All right, everybody. In today's light up, we're going to talk about a Coleman NORTHSTAR lantern dual fuel. So this is the one we're going to light up here, but this is probably what you would normally find them looking like. You can see the valve knob has been changed on this one and obviously painted to a red, white, and blue thematic look here. So let me show you. This is one I modified. I just want to see if this is going to light up today. So I don't have the correct mantle for it. You can see with the dual fuel, the mantle should connect at the top and at the bottom, and it should be like a tube that connects between the two spots. So today we're going to use one of these cheap cheap Chinese knockoffs is what I meant to say there. And this mantle is still for a 500 candle power lantern, which is what this is. This will produce 500 candle power, or 1100 lumens. If you want to look at it that way. Candle power and lumens are not the same. They are different, but you can use unleaded gas, although in today's test we're going to use just the Coleman Fuel. And this says you don't need a match to even light it, so we're going to actually test that and check that out. Yeah, so let me show you how that looks. So the matchless startup is back here. So we need to take this guy out. We need to also burn in the mantle. We need to put a AAA battery in there, which we have a trusty Members Mark AAA battery. We'll pop in there and see if this actually works. So let me get this thing burned in, and then we'll let me put this on the tripod and we'll get this thing burned in real quick. All right, let's get some fire going here. And so we're just going to take this off. Take the vent nut off, and then with these, the whole globe comes off unless you remove the bail handle. Then you can take off the globe and cage separately. So for these, what I'm going to do is use a blowtorch and burn this in. This is a butane torch, and start at the bottom. Oh boy, that didn't work. Okay, so obviously I didn't tie it on very tight, so we're going to try this again. Like I said, these are the cheap Chinese knockoffs, which I would not recommend, simply because the knot on them, let me actually toss this outside so we're not getting smoked out here. By the way, I would always recommend burning these mantles in outside, but for the purpose of the video today, we're going to do it in the shop. At very least, do it outside in the garage. So let's see if we can get another one of these back on here. Yeah, that's the only thing about these Chinese mantles is that the string tie, they are so incredibly weak. And then the ties, they don't stay. They're not waxed string. They're just a nylon thread. And it's just so incredibly hard to get them to tighten down. So most of the other ones have like a waxed kind of threading to them. And they tend to hold up a lot better. Again, we'll snip off strings, and let's try this again. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So we're going to go ahead and try to light it up here. Turn on the, let's crack open the valve here. This mantle should shrink up a little bit more than it is. I know it looks kind of silly right now, but this is for testing purposes. I would recommend getting the actual tube mantle for it. Let's see if we can get turn that on a little bit more here. See if we got any. No, it's not lighting up there. Let's try this again here. Oh, you know, I wanted to use this electronic starter here. Let's go ahead and put the battery in here and see if this actually works, since it's currently not lighting very well. There is fuel in here, but let's open the fuel valve, push the red button on there. Yep, we certainly don't. So the electronic lighter is down here, and it's supposed to ignite the fuel fumes that are in the mantle. But I don't see that happening, so let's see if we can put the cage and globe back on and see if we can get it to go that way. Open the fuel back up. Starting to hear some gurgling there. That's usually the time to light it. Which is probably not a real fair test for the electronic light up here, since it should be right next to there. Oh, okay. That was a little scary. That was a little explosion there. All right. We are starting to come alive here. Add some more air into the fount. And it appears that needle is a little, on the generator, is a little dirty. And when you turn it on and off, it should clean the needle tip, the generator tip. It's not quite right, but it is warming up here. I think we have enough fuel in there. I have no idea the last time this thing was started or ran, how old the fuel is in the tank. All right. So again, I'm turning it on and off. Just to clean that tip out, and if there's any old fuel that's kind of residued in the generator tip, that'll clean that up. So there you go. There's the light up there. That was an exciting little fire blast. Let's put the vent nut back on. So there you have it. The NORTHSTAR dual fuel. And it's burning pretty nice. I would say it gets a little bit brighter than this with the actual correct mantle. just because there's be more surface area there to actually illuminate. But for the testing of this, I'd say it's working fine now. It was a little hiccupy on the startup, but it seems to be working. And then, of course, you can crank it down, let it burn down. There it is on high. So there you have it, the Coleman dual fuel. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you didn't get too hot on that little blast.